English is a crazy language. Why do we drive on parkways and yet park on driveways? Why is it called a shipment if something is transported by a car, but called cargo when it is transported by a ship? Weird. This video is all about these linguistic paradoxes, these ironic idioms, these semantic drifts and verbal contradictions. It's gonna be fun. Why does slim chance mean the same thing as fat chance? Hey, is that a fat joke? Why is a caregiver the same as a caretaker? Why are they called apartments when they're all stuck together? English is a wild and yet wonderful language because it's a giant mashup of words and rules from all over the place and through chaotic times. Over centuries, it's borrowed words and ideas from tons of other languages: Latin, Greek, French, German, you name it. All that borrowing means that English isn't exactly consistent. For every rule you learn, there's an exception waiting to trip you up. Almost every word has a double meaning or an evil twin look-alike that means quite different than you intended. Why is a wise man the opposite of a wise guy? Why does slow down and slow up mean the same thing? Why is it called after dark? Shouldn't it be called after light? And that is why English is full of surprises, contradictions, paradoxes, and little moments of absurdity that should make us stop and think and laugh. The thing is, we rarely stop to think of the little paradoxes in our everyday speech. Phrases we take for granted, when we examine them a little closer, find that they don't make much sense at all. Now, the irony of some of these phrases is purely coincidental. If we dug into these paradoxes, there might be good explanations for them, but that would take a little bit of the fun away. It's more fun to take the lighthearted approach to these curiosities and say, huh, that's weird. Why do we say that? So here are some more oddities in English weirdness. Why do we call them buildings when they're already built? Why is it called a TV set when there's just one of them? Why, when it's getting dark out, we call it nightfall? It falls but never breaks, whereas when it's starting to get light out, we say the day is breaking or daybreak, but the day never started to fall. Weird. Why are people who ride bikes called cyclists, whereas people who ride motorcycles are called bikers? Why is it called a pair of pants when there's just one? Why, when a piece of paper has no printing on it, it's called newsprint, but as soon as you put print on it, it's called newspaper? And for the dad joke enthusiasts, why does your nose run and your feet smell? Why do we pack suits in garment bags, but garments in suitcases? Why is phonetic not spelled phonetically? Why is it hard to remember how to spell mnemonic? Why doesn't onomatopoeia sound like what it is? Why is the word abbreviation so long? How is ID the abbreviation for identification? Why does the word monosyllabic have so many syllables? 5 of them. Why is there no synonym for synonym in a thesaurus? Why do men get hernias and women get hysterectomies? Tomboys are girls, and midwives can be men. A woman can man a station, but a man never womans a station. A man can father a movement, but a woman never mothers a movement. Why does a king rule a kingdom, but a queen never rules a queendom? Why does the word lith have an S in it? That's cruel. Why do you take a poo? Aren't you leaving a poo? It's gross. Leave it there. Don't bring it with you. On a clock, we call the third hand the second hand. Why is the word diminutive not really a diminutive? If adults commit adultery, do infants commit infantry? If olive oil comes from olives, where does baby oil come from? If a vegetarian eats vegetables, what does a humanitarian eat? If pro and con are opposites, is Congress the opposite of progress? Why is it that a man with hair on his head has more hair than a man with hairs on his head? Why are boxing rings square? Did you know that some hours are longer than 60 minutes? What about rush hour or happy hour? Why do most bathrooms don't have a bath? Why does "what's up" mean the same as "what's going down"? Why is a beating called a bad licking or a good licking? Isn't it all bad? Why do they call it quicksand if it takes a long time to trap you? How can homework be done at school? Why are there lights in a dark room? How can valuable objects be less valuable than invaluable ones? How can something priceless be more expensive than something pricey? Why is awesome something positive, whereas awful is something negative? Some full. Why does shameful and shameless mean the same thing? Why does flammable and inflammable mean the same thing? Why, if you choose to be bad forever, you are choosing to be bad for good? Why does loosen and unloosen mean the same thing? If a firefighter fights fire, what does a freedom fighter fight? Freedom? Why is there no ham in hamburger or egg in eggplant? Why is it called a pineapple if there's no pine in it nor apple? Why is it called a guinea pig when it's neither from Guinea nor is it a pig? How can weather be hot as hell one day and cold as hell the next? How can sharp speech and blunt speech mean the same thing, and quite a lot and quite a few mean the same thing, but overlook and oversee are opposites? Since uplift and lift up mean the same, why doesn't upset and set up mean the same? Why is it that you're watching this video and you haven't liked or subscribed? That's a mystery. Now go ahead, do it. I triple dog dare you to subscribe. Now you have to do it. If there is one mouse and two mice, and one louse and two lice, why isn't there one house and two heists? Why are food servers called waiters when it's the customers who do the waiting? Why does the word overlook mean to fail to notice and to supervise? Why do we recite at a play, but play at a recital? Why does cleave mean to split apart and to stick together? Why do we say heads up when we really mean heads down? Why is a man who invests your money called a broker? Is he broke? If horrific means terrible, does terrific mean really terrible? Why do we say I slept like a baby when babies wake up every few hours? Whenever I sleep like a baby, I cry myself to sleep and poop my pants. It's not good. It's not good at all.
You on drugs?
If you clean a vacuum, does that make you a vacuum cleaner? Why is it called taking a shower when you're leaving the water behind? How can there be a new baby? Aren't all babies new? I'm afraid to see the old babies. What are they? Balding? No teeth? Wear Depends? All wrinkly? Wait a minute. How can something be out of whack when we don't even know what whack is? Why is it that an alarm goes off when it's really going on? Why do we use quite a few to mean many and quite a bit to be a large amount? Why do we say head over heels when it's really heels over head? A near miss is one of those phrases that doesn't make sense when you stop to think about it. If something nearly missed, then it actually hit. It was a collision. What people really mean is a close call or near hit, where something almost happened but was narrowly avoided. It's a perfect example of why language sometimes flips logic on its head. Why do we say I could care less when we actually mean I couldn't care less? Why is it called a hot water heater? Hot water doesn't need to be heated. It should be called a cold water heater. We want a hot cup of coffee. Who cares if the cup is hot? We want a cup of hot coffee. It's neither here nor there. Then where exactly is it? I really miss not seeing you. It's one of those funny slip-ups where the extra not actually flips the meaning. If extra fine means finer than fine, and extra large means larger than large, then what does extraordinary mean? More ordinary than ordinary? Underwater doesn't mean under the water, it means in the water. I lucked out means I ran out of luck. Shouldn't it be I lucked in? When a sign says watch your head, how exactly are you supposed to do that? Your eyes are in your head. You might as well ask someone to bite their own teeth. Less is more. That doesn't make sense. You don't like it when people talk behind your back. Well, what are they supposed to do? Talk in front of your back? Then you have the phrase, they did it ass backwards. Isn't everything we do ass backwards? How can something be the beginning of the end? Nobody goes there anymore. It's too crowded. Well, obviously, some people are going there. And here are some phrases that really don't make sense. I'm a deeply superficial person. We're alone together. The more things change, the more things stay the same. Act naturally. It's kind of a contradiction. Definitely, maybe. That's old news. Virtual reality. Original copy. Clearly ambiguous. It's an open secret. The silence is deafening. Civil war. War's not really civil, is it? Random order. It's awfully good. It's awful. And good. I'm clearly confused. It was found missing. I want an exact estimate. Partially complete. Same difference. Only choice. Silent scream. Now you're wise to the words. Have you heard these paradoxes before? Did I miss any? What was your favorite? Which paradox made you think, yeah, that is weird. This guy's weird. Yeah, really weird. Super weird. I'm gonna like and subscribe.
Ready, 'cause I'm really crazy about you.